Welcome to today's interview. My name is Mike Bartley, CEO of TVS, and today we're interviewing Adam Scheller, who's the Secretary of the Accelerator Committee on UVM. Hello, Adam.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for the introduction. So within the Accelerator Committee, I do have two roles. As you mentioned, I'm the Secretary of the group for UVM. So in that role, I manage the minutes of the meetings. I help maintain the timelines that we have and the documentation we have, and help us manage all the voting as the chairs direct. I'm also responsible in part on the promotion committee for Accelera, so getting involved in some of the outbound marketing. This is a great opportunity for us to bring both activities together.
Thank you. It's interesting that you mentioned marketing, because the marketing of UVM, I would say, has been exceptionally strong. We're, as a company, TVS has seen a strong demand for UVM. Can you give us a wider perspective on that? How is UVM growing in project teams worldwide, please?
That's a very good point. Appreciate it. The UVM has grown dramatically in the marketplace. At this point, it has just about become the standard for test bench development, replacing certainly VMM and OVM before it, and some of the methodologies that led to where we are with UVM. One of our measurements has been the LinkedIn community. There are more than 3,500 people in the LinkedIn community. That's larger than OVM, probably one of the largest verification communities in the LinkedIn space at all. So it's really prevalent worldwide. Thousands of projects done since 2009. So it's really firmly there in the industry.
Thank you, Adam. So given that UVM's come such a long way in such a short space of time, can you give us some insight into what you think is next for UVM, please?
Absolutely. So I think the next parts, there are two areas I would talk to. One is using some of the more advanced features we've added to the library so far in the methodology and the standard. And then, actually, let me restart that one if I could.
Thanks for that, Adam. Yeah, definitely UVM has come a very long way in a very short space of time, really. So I'm interested to know now, what's next for UVM? Where do you see UVM going next, please?
That's a great question, Mike. So UVM has really, I think, two parallel paths moving forward for the next opportunities. One area, of course, is just use. So how are people using UVM, moving up to the more sophisticated, more advanced capabilities in the standard. So one of the examples of that is the UVM register layer, which I think we'll talk about in the TV Club here in September. The other area of looking at UVM is more advanced features into the standard itself. And we are developing a UVM 1.2. That's our next version. And we'll spend a little bit more time talking about the details during the DV Club. So welcome to all the listeners to come in and attend in September. But some of those points are around runtime phasing, that's breaking the time-consuming portion of the test bench into sub-phases to support resets and activities like that. And then just a whole set of enhancements and additional features that folks have asked for through the various forums, through the vendor channels, through support channels and service providers such as yourselves. And all of these things have come into the committee that we're working through these many requests.
Thanks, Adam. And those channels, I guess, make it a real community development UVM, which is really good for the industry, I think. If people want to learn more, where can they go out and find a bit more about UVM and the work of the Accelerator Committee, please?
Very good. So I'll pick right up on the word community, and that's really what we're, I think, most proud of as members of Accelera, is that we really have created a community of equal participants, people adding technologies, supporting one another. And we saw that grow up on UVM World when it was a separate site. The Accelera Promotions Committee, the marketing side, we pulled UVM World intact into the Accelera site. So come visit us at accelera.org. You can visit the forums. Everything is there. The folks that were adding content and answering your questions are all there now. And that's really where we built the community. You can find links there to the ecosystem members that are supporting and providing additional content. You can get your questions answered and more. You can also take a look at some of the information we have on the committees themselves and determine if you yourself want to join Accelera as an individual contributor or as a member to add to the technology base, add to the standards.
Thank you, Adam. That's very interesting and a great insight into the work of the Accelera Committee. So, as Adam mentioned, there is a DV club specifically on this topic, on UVM, the work of the Accelera Committee, and some of the advanced features Adam mentioned, the register abstraction there. And that DV club is on 9th of September. It's held around Europe, but there's also remote access via webinar. So it just remains for us to say a big thank you to Adam for joining us today, and we look forward to hearing more on the 9th of September. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Mike.